Hey everybody, it's Tech Sergeant T once again. Today I would like to talk about a very important subject for all of us: stupidity. There used to be something I still might be having. It's called the Darwin Award. You talk about natural selection and survival of the fittest, things that supposedly and probably did contribute to certain species flourishing while others died out. They used to give an award to people who were so stupid that they got killed doing something stupid. And so they were given an award for not contaminating the DNA pool with their lack of brains. But when I stop and think back about it, some of the things that we did as kids, there's a couple I'd like to talk about. I mean, one of our favorite, we go out hunting or shooting with our bow and arrows, the old long bows, not those fancy recurves with all the sights and everything on them and suppressors and whatnot. We just this big old piece, curved bow of either wood, or mine was fiberglass, about a 50-pound pull, and that was 50 pounds of pull. If we were in a big field and nothing around us, we'd shoot it straight up in the air and see if we could see the arrow coming back down. I thought about that many a time and thought, oh man, that is really just a stupid thing to do. And there was another one. It was actually kind of fun. It wasn't very bright, but a buddy of mine had an old aircraft fuel tank. It was basically a big barrel. You know what that means. It was a barrel probably 8 feet long, maybe about 4.5, 5 feet in diameter. Well, it seems there's a hill not too far from where we lived. In the wintertime, it was our sledding hill. And it was a pretty good sized hill. It'd go down a ways, go flat, and it would go into a little gully just before it went up onto a railroad track. So for sledding, it was great. There was one area where there was a couple of moguls, a couple of hills that we could sled over, maybe get a little air. So it was a lot of fun. But this, we rolled. This was not bright, but it was fun. We rolled that tank up onto the top of that hill. We got some old couch cushions, not the little ones, the big wide couch cushions, and we put one behind our back and one under our butt, and we'd brace ourselves, put our hands and feet up. We'd brace ourselves inside that barrel, that fuel tank, and roll it down the hill. and if we really got the momentum that we wanted, we'd go all the way along the flat area and into that gully by the railroad tracks. I don't know what we were thinking. We weren't thinking, were we? We just rolled down that thing and roll it and push the damn thing all the way back up the hill, of course, the two of us, and roll it down again. Oh, we were lucky we didn't do something serious to ourselves. The other one was when I was a little older. We have a Capitol Hill. Our Capitol building is on a pretty steep hill, and they were redirecting traffic to try and make it a little bit more efficient, because you crest that hill and visibility wasn't really great as you come off the top of that hill. So they're putting in a traffic circle, an island, and several other things. And so they had it all set up with traffic cones. Back when traffic cones were yellow and not orange. And me and a couple of other posers, we got up there one night, just driving around. It was, driving State Street. It used to be at Salt Lake wasn't so populated. And blocks are 1/8 of a mile. Well, 2 blocks is a quarter mile. A quarter mile is a standard drag race. So we would actually race down State Street. till it got too crowded, and of course the police started cracking down, and then we would cruise state. You just cruise because guys picking up girls, the girls picking up guys, just everybody just on a Saturday night having a good time. But then they stopped that because of traffic congestion. They said if you pass the same point more than 3 times, then you're cruising, and they would pull you over for it. Now it's so crowded, you can lucky if you get up and down the street. Faster to walk the sidewalk. But anyway, back to my story. What we did is we got at one end of that, and I opened up, or my partner opened up the car door a little bit, held it open while I drove down there, and we hit all of those traffic cones. Just boom, 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 boom off the doors as we drove down. Coming back, boom, 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 having a good time. And there at the end of the line was a night watchman, a security guard. Boy, he stopped us and he gave us what for. But then he was pretty nice about it. He just had us turn around and start at the beginning, get out of the car, and set up every one of those traffic cones again so they were in the right place, and then sent us on our way. Of course, the next day when I got up and went out and looked at my nice little blue 59 Chev, it had big old yellow marks all down that door where we'd hit those cones. So I guess that was part of my punishment too. It took some cleaning to get all that stuff off. Oh, it's hard. You want to say, use your head, don't do anything stupid, but sometimes stupid is how you learn some things, I guess. But think about stuff. Think about the consequences to yourselves and especially to others. Maybe, rein things in a little bit, but, still try to have a good time. Find out maybe some better ways to get rid of all of that creativity, shall we say. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. And try and be sure to stay safe. Sergeant T signing off.